divorce these days. I mean, it's rarely simple, is it?
Oh, no.
But what happens when, like, a marital dispute kind of spills out into a police station?
Right.
And then you get accusations of, hidden preferences.
Yeah.
And the whole thing goes viral online.
Uh-oh.
I mean, this sounds like the plot of like a really over-the-top movie.
Yeah, it does.
But this is real life, unfolding right now.
Wow.
So we've gathered all your sources because you guys wanted to deep dive into the story of boxer Saweety Boora
Okay.
and her husband, Kabaddi player Deepak Hooda.
All right.
You shared a whole bunch of news reports covering this whole thing, and it's really public.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of shocking.
It is.
So our mission today, if we choose to accept it,
Okay.
is to try and understand what's really at the heart of this whole conflict
Yeah.
and try to figure out all the details that have emerged from this whole mess.
It's a lot to untangle, for sure. I mean, when the private lives of two really accomplished people like this sort of unravel so publicly, it just brings up so many questions. We're talking about two athletes who've represented India
Right.
at the highest level of their sports.
Exactly.
And now their separation is just playing out for everyone to see.
So let's just get like a basic picture of who we're talking about here.
Okay.
First, we've got Saweety Boora,
Right.
and her name is basically synonymous with like boxing excellence.
She's incredible.
She won a gold medal at the 2023 World Championships,
Wow.
which is a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And she was even given the BIM Award back in 2017
Right.
from the Haryana government, which is a really prestigious honor.
Big deal.
And then there's Deepak Hooda,
Yeah,
and he is a giant in the world of Kabaddi.
definitely.
He captained the Indian national team,
Wow.
and he was a key part of the team that won the 2016 Kabaddi World Cup.
Amazing.
So his contributions were recognized with the Arjuna Award,
Right.
which is one of India's highest sporting honors.
Absolutely.
So these aren't just like everyday people.
Yeah.
These are top-level athletes.
The best of the best.
And, by all accounts, their marriage back in July of 2022 seemed pretty happy, at least from what they showed everyone.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
I mean, the appearances they made together in their social media posts kind of gave the impression that they were really strong.
Right.
So that's what makes the whole situation and the way they're separating so jarring and unexpected.
Totally. It's a huge shift from what we saw before.
Yeah, I mean, the story that's come out recently is so different from those early days of their marriage.
Uh-huh.
We've seen Saweety make some really serious accusations against Deepak,
Yeah?
including this claim that he is interested in men.
Wow.
And she said she has evidence to back it up.
Really?
And then just when you think you've kind of wrapped your head around that part of the story,
Yeah.
this video pops up online.
Okay.
That shows Saweety, like, physically fighting with Deepak
Oh, wow.
inside a police station.
No way, in a police station.
Yeah. And all this is happening at the same time as these previous accusations from Saweety about dowry harassment and assault against Deepak.
Oh my gosh.
And then to make it even more complicated, Deepak has filed a counter-complaint
What?
saying that Saweety and her family assaulted him.
This is just a whirlwind of accusations going back and forth.
It really is. It's just claim after claim.
And it's all happening on social media and in the news.
It is. It's everywhere. So for everyone who's trying to follow this story,
Yeah.
our goal in this deep dive is to try and make some sense of this whole timeline.
Okay.
We want to help you guys understand both Saweety and Deepak's side of the story
Right.
and look at what legal stuff is happening right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get to the most important details and give you some context for this whole dramatic situation.
We're ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so first, let's look at that viral video that showed up online around March 24th, 2025.
Okay.
This video shows Saweety confronting Deepak inside a police station
Right.
in Hisar, Haryana. And it's just really intense to see this kind of personal fight happening in a place that's supposed to be neutral.
I mean, it's a shocking video.
Yeah.
And it definitely got people talking and speculating online.
It did. But it's important to look at how Saweety reacted to the video and what she said about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She didn't ignore it. She went live on social media to tell her side of things.
Good for her.
Yeah, so in her live video, Saweety said that the video had been edited to make her look like the only one who was aggressive.
Oh, wow.
And she claimed that the video left out the part where Deepak was verbally abusing her, which she says happened before and after the recording.
So she's saying that the video everyone is seeing isn't the whole story.
Exactly.
That's a huge claim.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, these days, video evidence is often seen as like the ultimate proof.
Right.
So when someone says a video has been edited, it just adds a whole layer of doubt.
Yeah, and it makes it way more complicated to figure out what really happened.
It does.
And she didn't stop there.
Yeah.
She also said that she had a panic attack
Oh, no.
while this was happening at the police station.
Oh, gosh.
And she says that that part was also taken out of the video.
That's awful.
So basically, she's saying she was really distressed when the fight happened.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And she also made a pretty serious accusation against the Hisar superintendent of police, the SP,
Okay.
saying that he was biased and took Deepak's side by letting that video be released.
So she's questioning the police's actions in this whole situation.
Right?
And it makes you wonder about how transparent and fair they're being.
Exactly. She also said that her dad and her uncle stepped in to try and calm things down.
Okay.
And here's something really important she pointed out. She asked why there was a case filed against her uncle,
Right.
because she says he was trying to stop the fight.
That's interesting.
And this kind of suggests that maybe what's in the video isn't the full story.
Right, because if he was trying to stop the fight, why would there be a case against him? It makes you wonder if the official version of what happened lines up with what really went down.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions about how these kind of situations get handled by the police.
Absolutely, especially when it happens inside a police station.
Right, because you would think they would look at everything that happened and consider everyone's side of the story.
You would think so, yeah.
But when Saweety questions why her uncle is being charged, it seems like maybe they didn't do that.
Right, it suggests maybe there's some bias in the police response.
Okay, so moving on to another big development company. Saweety also shared another video where she accused Deepak of being interested in men.
Oh, wow.
And she was crying in the video.
Yeah.
It's really emotional and very direct.
Yeah, it sounds like a very personal accusation to make so publicly.
It was. And when you see how emotional she was in that video,
Yeah.
it's really powerful.
Yeah, I bet it resonated with a lot of people who saw it.
Yeah, it did. So let's go back to exactly what she said.
Okay.
She said, "I didn't want to say anything inappropriate, but I feel like I have to share that he has shown an interest in men.
Right.
I was shocked when I saw videos of him with other men."
Wow, that's a very specific and very serious accusation.
It is, and she didn't just make the accusation.
Okay.
She also said she has evidence to back it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she said she has videos and other proof,
Okay.
and she's planning to show all of that to the court.
So she's ready to support her claims in the legal system.
Yeah, it sounds like she is.
And it's interesting because she explained why she decided to talk about this really sensitive stuff so publicly. She said that at first all she wanted was a divorce.
Right.
But that she felt like she had to speak up.
Yeah.
Because Deepak wouldn't take responsibility for what he did.
So basically she's saying that she felt like she had no other choice but to go public with all of this.
It makes sense if she felt like that was the only way to get people to listen to her.
And it shows just how much this kind of fight can affect both people involved.
Yeah, it's a reminder of how much emotional pain can come with a separation like this.
Now let's rewind a bit,
Okay.
because the video of the fight wasn't the first time Saweety and Deepak had a legal issue.
Right.
So back on February 25th, 2025, Saweety filed a first information report, an FIR,
Okay.
against Deepak at the Hisar Women Police Station.
Okay.
And she accused him of some really serious stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Dowry harassment and assault.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
It is. And dowry harassment is a really big problem in India.
It is.
So for Saweety to come forward with these accusations is a really big deal.
Absolutely. So what exactly did she say happened?
Well, she said that Deepak had demanded a luxury car as part of the dowry.
Okay.
And then he physically assaulted her because she wouldn't give him more money.
Oh, my goodness.
So because of that, a case was filed under Section 85 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita,
Right.
which deals with cruelty from a husband or his family towards a woman.
Wow. So these were not just like vague accusations.
No, they weren't.
This was serious stuff.
Yeah, and this station house officer, the SHO, at the women's police station actually backed up some of what Saweety said.
Really?
Yeah, they confirmed that Deepak had asked for a luxury car and that he had gotten it.
Okay.
And they also acknowledged that Saweety had said that Deepak had beaten her and demanded more money.
So the police were taking her complaint seriously.
Yeah, it seems like they were.
They felt like there was enough evidence to start an investigation.
Right.
Which is really important.
It is. And remember, this investigation into the dowry stuff would still been going on
Right.
when the fight at the police station happened in March.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So this gives us more context to understand the tension that was already there
Yeah.
and the legal battles they were already in the middle of.
It wasn't just these isolated incidents. This
Yeah.
was part of a bigger conflict that was escalating.
Okay, so we've heard Saweety's accusations about dowry, harassment, and assault. What did Deepak have to say about what happened at the police station on March 15th,
Right.
the day the video was filmed?
Okay.
Well, Deepak's story is totally different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that he was called to the police station that day
Okay.
because of the FIR that Saweety had filed against him.
Right.
But he said that while he was being questioned, Saweety and her family attacked him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so he filed a complaint too.
Okay.
And because of his complaint, a case was filed against Saweety, her father, and her uncle.
So we have two completely opposite stories about who started the fight at the police station.
Right,
Yes,
or-
it's a he said, she said situation.
It is. And the police tried to follow up with Deepak about the complaint he filed,
Oh, okay.
but he didn't show up for questioning.
Really?
Nope. He said he couldn't go because he was having health problems from the stress of being attacked.
Okay.
And he even gave them a medical certificate to prove it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But even though he didn't go to talk to the police, he did give a short statement to the news agency, PTI.
All right.
And he said, I will go there to the police station eventually,
Okay.
but I'm not going to say anything bad about my wife.
Okay.
And I haven't been allowed to see her.
That's interesting. It sounds like he's trying to be careful about what he says publicly.
It does.
He's acknowledging that the legal process is happening
Yeah.
and that he'll cooperate with it eventually.
Right.
But he's not saying anything negative about Saweety,
Yeah.
which is really different from how Saweety has been handling things.
Yeah, she's been very open and emotional about everything.
Exactly.
Okay, so to understand this whole conflict better, let's take a minute to talk about what these two have accomplished in their careers.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Because this is all happening outside of their really impressive sports careers.
Yeah, their achievements are pretty amazing.
So like we said before, Saweety Boora is an amazing boxer.
She is.
I mean, her gold medal at the 2023 World Championships was huge.
A big moment for her.
And she also won silver at the same event back in 2014. And she's done really well at the Asian Championships too.
Okay.
She got gold in 2022,
Wow.
silver in 2015, and bronze in 2021.
So impressive.
And the BIM Award shows how dedicated she is and how much she's contributed to sports in Haryana.
She's clearly at the top of her game.
Right. And Deepak Hooda's achievements in Kabaddi are also really impressive.
They are.
Being part of the team that won the 2016 Kabaddi World Cup is a big deal.
It is.
And he's got gold medals from the Asian Kabaddi Championship in 2017,
Wow.
Dubai Kabaddi Masters in 2018,
Okay.
and the South Asian Games in 2016 and 2019.
He's got a whole collection.
He does. And he had a really great career in the Pro Kabaddi League.
Right.
And of course, he won the Arjuna Award.
One of the highest honors in Indian sports.
Yeah. So he's definitely a major figure in Kabaddi.
An icon.
So here we have these two incredibly successful athletes
Right.
who've represented India so well on the international stage.
Yeah.
And now they're in the middle of this really public and messy fight.
It's sad to see.
It really is.
It just shows that anyone can go through these kind of personal problems, no matter how successful they are or how famous they are.
It's a reminder that even people who seem like they have it all can struggle with really difficult personal stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's finish up by looking at where things stand legally right now.
Okay. Sounds good.
So Saweety has started the process of getting a divorce,
Right.
and she's also got that FIR against Deepak for dowry, harassment, and assault.
Yeah.
And then there's Deepak's complaint against Saweety, her dad and her uncle,
Right.
saying that they attacked him at the police station.
Yeah.
And what's important is that Saweety has said that she's going to show all the evidence she has to the court,
Oh,
including those videos she mentioned.
right.
So even though there's been all this back and forth in public,
Yeah.
the next part of this whole thing is probably going to happen in court.
Right, where the evidence will be examined and the arguments will be presented in a more formal way, away from the social media frenzies.
Right. Okay, so let's recap what we've covered in this deep dive.
Okay.
We've got this really complex and public separation happening between two really successful athletes.
Right.
We've heard Saweety make some serious accusations about Deepak's personal life.
Yeah.
And she says she has proof to support what she's saying.
Right.
And all this came after that video of them fighting at the police station,
Yeah.
which Saweety says doesn't show the whole story.
Right. She says it was edited and important parts were left out.
And we can't forget those earlier accusations Saweety made against Deepak about dowry harassment and assault.
Yeah, that's really serious stuff.
It is, and that led to the police filing that first report, the FIR.
And then on top of all that, Deepak filed his own complaint saying Saweety and her family attacked him at the police station.
Right.
So it sounds like their relationship completely broke down.
Yeah, it does.
And now they're in a very intense legal fight.
And this whole situation shows how complicated and public divorces can be.
Yeah, especially these days with everyone on social media.
Right. And especially when you're talking about people who are in the public eye.
The line between their private life and what everyone sees is so blurry.
Yeah, it is. We see these headlines and these viral videos.
Yeah.
And we think we know what's going on.
Right, but we only see these little snippets.
We do.
We don't get the full story.
And a lot of times, the truth is really personal. And there are two sides to every story.
Right. So this case brings up a big question. How should people deal with these really personal problems
Yeah,
when they happen in front of everyone online?
right.
How do you navigate something so private when everyone is watching and commenting?
Yeah. And what does it mean for all of us when these serious accusations and arguments go viral
Right.
before the legal system even had a chance to figure out what happened?
Yeah, it's a really complex issue.
It is. And it's something to think about even after this deep dive is over.
Definitely makes you think.
It does. Well, if you found this deep dive helpful and you want to understand more about this whole story,
Yeah,
make sure you hit that subscribe button below.
good idea.
That way you won't miss out on our next deep dive into another interesting and probably complicated topic.
There are always more stories to explore.
There are. We're really glad you joined us for this deep dive.
Yes, thank you for listening.
And we hope you'll stay tuned for more deep dives in the future.
We'll be here.
And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
It's the best way to stay up to date on all the deep dives.
It is. Thanks again for listening.
See you next time.